Devblog season is here, and Gaijin is opening fire with quite the interesting first shot across the bow, which is all of my mixed metaphors all at the same time. By the way, I'm Old Dead Man, your host. Welcome to War Thunder's website. Gaijin is introducing FOX-3 missiles. These are active radar homing missiles that are in the medium range area. So 15, 20 kilometers away, you can be putting this puppy on target with just the self-guided radar in the missile itself. So let's take a fast look at the Devblog here and see what we might be expecting out of it. So let's go ahead and take a look. One of the main features coming to the next major update will be the introduction of medium-range air-to-air missiles with active radar guidance, also known as FOX-3. Not too long ago now, during open testing on the dev server, you had the opportunity to test medium-range active radar-guided missiles in air battles. We've collected your feedback and statistics and are now ready to introduce these weapons into the game in the next major update. Medium-range missiles that have an active radar homing seeker are known as FOX-3, a code word used by NATO pilots to indicate they have been launched. There isn't just the FOX-3 code word, as FOX-1 is for missiles with a semi-active radar homing seeker, while FOX-2 is for a missile with an infrared seeker. FOX-3 missiles coming to the game is an important development in modern air combat and marks a key change compared to missiles currently in the game. Previously, medium-range missiles with semi-active radar homing seekers and needed to illuminate a target until it hit, which put the aircraft that had launched the missile in a vulnerable position due to the need to keep the target locked until impact. With an understanding of this shortcoming at the start of the 1980s, advanced aviation powers began to develop a new generation of medium-range aircraft missiles. These were distinguished by the presence of an active radar seeker that didn't require target tracking throughout the missile's flight. So, good aerodynamics, a lot of energy, get an optimal trajectory, and it's got its own radar homing ability on the missile itself. So it can lock on usually within a certain distance, usually about 15 to 20 kilometers. And now you, as the pilot, no longer have to maintain the radar contact with your plane's radar. Now, they do point out that if you keep that lock, it will help that missile guide better and you'll have a better chance of impact, but it's going to be hard to evade even without that additional assist. At short distances, says Gaijin, only the 3-9 maneuver is effective. Sharply turn the plane to 3 or 9 o'clock along course with launching countermeasures. Otherwise, you might be able to do a 180-degree turn and run out of its range. Maybe a barrel roll at or a scissors or crank maneuver. But again, once it's up there at close range, you are down to turn sideways and blow as many countermeasures as you can and run like crazy. So each of the different types of missiles are going to require their own type of evasion maneuvers in this regard. This is just going to be one more you got to watch out for. So Gaijin says to expect the French Mica, the Chinese PL-12, American AIM-120, the Russian R-77, the Japanese AAM-4, the Israeli Derby, and the South African R-Darter. Now, of course, I didn't have a whole lot of time this morning. I've actually got to get to work in a few minutes here to do a full batch of research. However, I did go to your friend and mine, Wikipedia, for a quick glance at each of these missiles. And they do provide, in most of them, the expected launch platforms you could see using these vehicles. Now, most of them do have some that are already in the game. In fact, none of them are without currently in-game launch platforms. But that could give you a little glance at some of the things to expect in the near future from Gaijin. So here's the Mica's information here. This gives you all the tech details about it right here, at least the specifications in general, and tells you the launch platforms there. The PL-12 gives several aircraft I don't think are in the game, but again, there's still several launch platforms that are in the game right now for the PL-12. The AIM-120 has too many options, and therefore they don't even list it on this as far as what might be expected to launch the AIM-120. I'm sure that there's a list somewhere, but I don't feel like looking for it, so at least not right now. But these are modern air-to-air missiles that are in use in every conflict currently going today, including the Ukrainian war. The R-77 has several aircraft that are not in the game yet, including the Su-35 and Su-57, and I believe the Su-34 is not in the game as well. So there's several possibles that you could see added to the game based on this missile, but there's MiG-29s already in the game and Su-27s, and so we've got launch platforms already there. They don't have to add any new aircraft for these missiles. Japan's AEM-4 could go onto the F-15J Eagle or the Mitsubishi F-2. Israeli Derby missile is not so much a variant of the Python missile, but it's an enlarged version of it with an active radar seeker. They don't list what vehicles could carry that one, but I expect they're already in the game. And the South African R Darter kind of caught me by surprise until I realized that the Saab JAS-39 Gripen, which is in the game, can actually carry this missile. So we've got a variety of air-to-air missiles that will give you lots of options for use in-game. So what do you think? We did have that test earlier, and it was there were some issues. They did report some issues with like team size and a variety of the other problems like that. The FOX-3, they're gonna. My gut feel says they're gonna probably have to figure out what size maps are going to work with it, because these can be launched at ranges that are going to make it a challenge to actually engage in combat during the game. So this could be either a real downer for the game because people will be launching beyond visual range and hopefully scoring hits, or it could be that it's going to require some additional creative use of your vehicles in order to evade enemy air-to-air missiles and close to either guns range or short-range infrared missile range. How it changes the meta will depend a great deal on the effectiveness of radars that are in the game. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me that old thumbs up if you enjoyed today's brief video. I've got another Devblog that's going to be coming out shortly as well. But in the meantime, enjoy thinking about FOX-3 missiles. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next video.